Good evening, Suffolk Ram.
Skazz.
He's back again.
Oh my god.
Welcome to episode 239. Zaber is away. I've had theories of where he is.
Where's he gone?
Well, he denied this yesterday when I spoke to him. Sort of denied it.
Is he skiving?
Well, I'm not saying he's skiving. Back in February 14th, Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
he told me
You two went on a date.
Yeah,
and it was wonderful.
It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Yeah, it was very romantic. And he told me that they on 14th in Denmark, it's for the ladies. And then on the next 14th of March, it's for the men. And as he said, it's called steak. And this is his words. We call it steak and blowjob day.
All right.
So, not saying anything, but I might be completely wrong on that. But he sort of like said, yeah, probably not. But you know.
So chances are, right now, he's buying someone a steak and giving them a blowjob.
Yeah,
good job, Zaber.
Yeah,
Such a gentleman.
He is such a gentleman. He is. Bless him. Now he's not unfortunately. He's got a bit of a busy schedule at the moment, so he's unfortunately not able to make it tonight. But we have found from the past who's rocking a very Aryan Brotherhood look, I'm afraid. He's trying to reclaim the skinhead look, is what Skazz is trying to do.
Yeah. Well, look, it's called married life, mate. Because I not long had my wedding anniversary.
Oh no,
it's been 4 years. It's gone.
Yeah,
it's gone.
Yeah.
I started this thing with hair. 4 years later,
true.
it's all gone.
That is very true. That is very. When I first met you, had a ponytail when I first met you.
Yeah. Big, long hair.
Yeah, big
long hair. Now all gone.
Yeah.
It's not old age.
Remember, kids, this is what 4 years of marriage does to you.
I managed to keep it all through, having children. So it's not the kids. It's got to be the marriage.
Well, it makes sense, doesn't it, really?
It's got to be. Doesn't matter that I've been with the missus for a bajillion years, but it's definitely that paperwork that did me in.
Oh, so it's not even it's not the wife or married life. It's just the paperwork that's done it, is it?
Yeah, mate. So stressful. You got to think I had 3 years with no ID. 3 years.
He didn't know who he was.
So who am I? Where am I?
If it wasn't for his username on Steam, he would not know who he was.
Mate, even then I was a tad confused. I was like, what do I do? Where do I go?
Did you have the opportunity? You should have had this opportunity because being married is one of the few times in your life that you can change your name. I think you should have legally changed your name to Skazz.
Probably. Should have done. But you got to remember how hard it was for me to get my paperwork sorted with the govy to start with.
Yeah.
Look, we lost it. Have you? Yeah. Well, we'll get it back to you. Bit of time passes to get it back to me. You spelt our names wrong, Gov. Oh yeah, have we? Yeah. You missed out one of the S's. Does it matter?
Kinda.
Yeah, because my kids have the S. So we'd like to match with the kids. Ah.
I'm more
you can send it back.
I'm more impressed by that they lost it, and yet somehow that wasn't your fault.
Mate,
normally when the government department loses important documents, it's somehow the person who sent it in's fault.
Oh no, they did blame us. They have blamed us for other stuff. I think it took us about 4 attempts. I was like, what are you doing? Yeah, you have to pay a bit more. But we've already paid you. Yeah, but you got to pay us for this lot. But you made the mistake. Yeah, but you got to pay us. It's like, I'm starting to see a pattern here. You're a bunch of bastards.
Yeah. You should have paid by credit card, got the paper, then done charge back.
Yeah, charge back. Mate, I'd have the govy heavies knocking on my door in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Like, you owe us money. They owe me money. I'll never get it. I'll never see it again.
No.
I could owe them a penny. And they'll be sending dudes in suits to my door.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, knocking it, yeah.
You owe us a penny. I was like, well, how much did it cost them to send you here? Quite a lot. But you owe us a penny.
Well, but you've made a big error there, Skazz. I didn't call you Zaber. But yeah, Skazz.
Wow.
Yeah. So put your big Danish accent on.
I don't think I can do that, Gov.
They wouldn't have knocking your door for a penny. They can't knock on your door for a penny plus the cost of them coming to knock on your door.
You have a point there.
They always charge you for the cost of retrieving the debt.
It's like, British government. Clearly, I'm in the wrong business.
We both are. You owe us a penny, and here's a bill for £25,000. What?
Hang on a minute.
We drove here in a Bentley, mate. You know how much it costs to rent one of those?
I was going to say, wait, did you rent the Bentley? Or like, does the government own the Bentley? Now we rented this one just for you.
Yeah.
So, well, how much did it cost to bring you here? Oh, that was only a £5.
Yeah.
Right? And a penny. So £5 and a penny.
Look,
that Bentley was worth a lot.
Who else is going to pay for the eunuch chauffeur?
Yeah, and the steak dinner they had before they came in.
Yeah. And they've got to be. And at the end of the day, once they get finished, they've got to be massaged and sort of like relaxed down at the end of the day at the spa.
because the stress of the job.
Yeah, it's very stressful knocking people's doors in your Bentley.
Health and safety, mate. Oh, we need to de-stress, mate. It's just so bad. It's like, sure it is, guys. All right. So what about me? You get nothing. You saw us. I was like, that doesn't make me feel any better. Well, you're already bald, so you can't do us for damages.
Yeah. Sitting there wiping their tears away with their £50 notes.
Yeah. It's like, oh, so sad. Like lifts out his wallet. Charges that one to the account because it's damaged now.
Yeah. So you know who you are now.
Yeah.
Good. So that's something.
I got out of that limbo, but the hair hasn't come back. So
one day,
maybe.
One day, maybe.
How have you been, Ram? It's been a while.
I've been very well. Yes, it's been very good. We're very healthy. So yes, it's been Christmas time, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Long time ago.
Long time ago. We've had
You didn't decide to skive tonight, did you?
No, not me. Keep going. Never miss an episode. Maybe.
Cheeky bastard.
No, all things are going well, all going fun. I was going to say something, but mine's gone blank, which is a good start to an audio podcast. Yeah, gaming, editing. That's my life, really. Editing.
I was going to say, that's all the fun stuff you do. Yeah. You love it so much.
Oh, yeah, I love it. It's so fun. The day I discovered that DaVinci, you can import MKV files directly into DaVinci without having to re-encode, was fantastic for me.
Do you freebie DaVinci still, or?
Yeah, I'm still freebie DaVinci.
Oh, sure. I wasn't sure if that was like an optional codec, or.
No, it's all. I've not so far had counted anything that's made me go, oh, I wish I had the money to pay for that.
If I had to be honest, I can't even remember what the paid features are.
It's a few, like, I think there's some effects you don't get, like, audio effects and stuff and bits and pieces.
All right. But, you've got other programs for that, have you not?
Yeah, but then I'll be honest, I find the default stuff is enough.
All right.
Yeah.
So are you doing everything in DaVinci now? Or?
Yeah, pretty everything done is in DaVinci. The only thing I don't do is also record the audio.
All right. Is that still, you still doing that in Audition? Or?
Yeah, because it's all set up, ready to go. So, but I do complete workflow in DaVinci now.
So Adobe haven't quite lost you yet.
No, they've not quite lost me at all.
At least in name.
Yeah. So anyway,
that's all good.
It's all good. Plus, I've had an exciting few weeks. I've been having background checks done on me. Well,
you are a bit of a criminal, Ram.
No.
I mean, I was tempted to have background checks done on you now.
The government says no. But yeah, I'm currently changing careers, and as part of the career change, I have to have a full suite of background checks. I've got to have credit check.
Yep.
Criminal record check.
Yep.
Employment history check.
Yep.
This one is an interesting one. Adverse media check. They trawl through all my social media to try.
That's dangerous.
It is dangerous to see if I don't represent their values.
What the fuck are you doing here then?
I don't really know.
Oh no, Ram! Quick, run! If they find this, you're done, son.
I just thought to myself, maybe that Aryan Brotherhood joke was not a good idea at the very start of the podcast.
Lesson learned.
Yeah. But that's okay.
He was only kidding.
Of
it's
course
true.
Yeah. It's true. What part's true?
We're going to let them guess.
Yeah.
We're going to let them guess.
But you'll be okay. I passed that bit.
Oh, did you?
I've got a big green tick saying I passed that bit.
They can actually afford a green tick? Did they actually give you a green tick? Or is
I've got my report green tick. I'm just waiting on my references to come back because they're sort of like querying my self-employment history.
All right.
Because I said I was self-employed, and initially I put it down wrong. Because first of all, I put it down. It said, "Tell us, so you said you're self-employed. Okay, please give us the name of your accountant or solicitor."
You ain't got one.
I ain't got either. So I thought, well, I'll put down in the note because there's a little bit you can put comments on. So I thought I'll put down one because I thought this said references. You see, so I thought this is a reference for somebody. They want to verify who I am. So I thought, I'll put the guy I've been working down with. I'll put that as my employment, and I'll put in the notes I'm a self-employed so-and-so. So they know what I'm doing. That caused all sorts of confusion. So I got a call saying we can't find any records of this employment. So I asked for self-employed. I did put the notes. It goes, oh, right, see, okay, you can't put down like you got to put down yourself as your own accountant if you ain't got one. It's like, okay, fair enough.
Right, okay.
Okay, I suppose that makes sense.
Because you do your annual self.
Yeah, I do all that.
What's it called, don't you?
Self-assessment.
That's the one.
So I put down that I've been self-employed since 2012, which is true. But I was only earning little bits and pieces. So for several weeks, I didn't have to declare anything because I was too low value.
But did you still have to complete? I can't remember if you still had to complete your self-assessment.
It's less than £1,000. You don't have to do anything.
Oh, there you go.
So I was learning less than that, so I didn't do it.
That's my excuse. Big red X.
Yeah. So I don't get missing. Can you please supply us your self-assessments for the last back to 2012? And then we want. I was like, well, I can't do that because I wasn't self-assessed because I didn't earn enough. And then it's can you give us your we want proof of your national insurance number, which is fine, I can get that. And we want a letter from Inland Revenue confirming that you were self-employed in these dates. So I can't do that either because that's not a thing. That's really self-assessment. So I put all in, I went to there and I said, is this fine? They said, yeah, it's fine. That should be absolutely fine. It's like, we only need the last 2 years. It's like, oh, right, okay. So of course, they'll actually verify that I am who I am. I am a nice person because I am a nice person, Skazz.
Yeah.
I'm not a bigot or in any sort of way, shape, or form. So don't do that face.
No comment.
It's a video.
Green tick.
Green tick. Yeah.
Green tick.
Cheeky bastards.
Give him the green tick. God fucking damn it.
I pay extra. I could pay for money and get a blue tick. And
well, there you go. What did you say to him? What do we need a green tick for? I've got a blue one on Twitter. Wait,
Yeah.
X, whatever it's called.
Trying to sabotage me.
I've already got a tick, mate.
Yeah, look who he associates with.
Look at that guy and that other guy.
Yeah. But yeah, get all that. But so I'm pushing my vote. I think that'll be all done and I'll new career ahead.
Does that mean are you still working at the farm then, or
only at Saturdays now?
Oh right, okay.
So this will be a Monday to Friday job.
Brutal.
Yeah, back in the corporate. Well, I'm going to be working in an office, Skazz.
Ugh.
With other people.
Thank you. Ugh, no, thank you. I'll stick to being poor, thanks.
I get a laptop.
Oh, yeah, because they'll give you their corporate laptop with all their stuff logged on it, so that it'll have the VPN pre-configured to get you into their network.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
See, I know this stuff.
No, you do. So.
I don't do it myself, but I know this stuff.
Yeah. But no, very excited, very looking forward to it. And
congratulations, man.
Thank you.
What does that mean for this? Are you still going to be able to fit this in, or
should be able to? Yes. It just might mean because once I'm signed off, I can work from home, 50/50. Right. So I'm hoping I'll be able to arrange the days I'm doing this working from home days. But even
when I have this vision, you're going to have like one laptop to the side, and then you're going to have Rand Nerds on the other things. So you're going to be like doing like two machines. Like you're going to be like one of them 80s hacker films with all the monitors and that.
I'm too old to have that ability to multitask. So no, it'll be either business or nerds. It won't be bad.
I just have this vision of you like, I don't know, you've got like a full-on business suit and you just cut it in half. And then you've got like some ragged cut-offs and a pair of nice trousers at the same time.
Yeah. Something like that.
Suit jacket, pocket protector.
What more can you want?
I don't know.
But yeah, I start next month.
Oh, congratulations, mate.
Thank you. What's the Skazz been up to then in the last couple of months?
If I had to be honest with you, mate, it's been a complete wash. All the chaos that happened that caused me to not be doing Rand Nerds ended months ago.
So why did you come back on the fucking game site then?
Well, because you guys have been busy and no one said anything to me. I'd actually said some bits to Zaber, and Zaber said he was going to have a chat with you, and I don't think he did it.
He mentioned you were streaming again.
There you go. Well, see, that almost fell apart again anyway. So, if I had to be honest with you, I've not really been doing a huge amount. And then every time I think things are going smooth, something goes wrong. So to be honest with you, mate, I'm basically a bum.
That's a career.
Yeah. I'm a rambling man, a vagabond.
Rambling man. So actually, like someone who just goes to walk through farmers' fields.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't do anything else now. Like legit, I do very little now. I live the poor man's life. Well, that's why if that bloke comes round for the penny, I'm screwed, mate.
Yeah. If now knocks on the door.
You're like, oh, for Christ's sakes, what do they want now? It's like I'm done with this. But no, we haven't really been doing a lot. I've not really been gaming a huge amount either. I have played something for the podcast, mind, but
good.
I haven't really been playing a lot of games. Just looking after the kids, hanging out with the wife, pulling what's left of my hair out. If you haven't noticed, it's quite shiny. You know,
it's beautiful.
Mate,
nice
life's boring as fuck. Yeah, it is. I thought like putting my head in one of them bowling ball polishes.
Yeah.
Never actually seen one of those, so I thought I'd stick my head in it.
They're one of those things that I've heard about, but I've never seen the flesh. I don't think they exist. I've only seen it in The Simpsons.
Yeah, that's got to be a thing. If not, then I'll just spit shine it.
Well, yeah, Simpsons wouldn't lie.
Never.
They wouldn't put something that didn't exist.
Oh man, I could really do with a donut right now, or a pizza, or a cheeseburger. Start dribbling everyone. Oh yeah. Nah, Ram, I've done basically nothing. I had a look at going back into the corporate world and then said, shove it up your ass. Because, I've got until this time next year, and then one of the boys finishes school, which is terrifying.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely terrifying. Oh my, how time flies. Didn't we start this podcast when they were still toddlers?
2013 we started the podcast.
Yeah, my oldest would have been about 4.
Yeah.
He's now finishing school, mate.
Oh, fuck it. Don't make me feel old.
No! It's nuts!
It's okay. I got to make my boss feel old.
Go on, what'd you do?
Well, we were talking about sort of how people work for the companies and stuff. And I happened to notice from the we were discussing when he started. He told me when he started, and I got to tell him when you started working for this company, I was 2 months old.
Good job, man.
And he's thinking, oh,
you bastard! It's like, yep,
yeah.
Red Cross.
Shouldn't tell me the year you started working here.
Oh, mate.
Yeah. That makes him feel better.
God damn.
Yeah. Well, so
all good though.
Right, so I'm intrigued to hear what game you've been playing for the podcast.
Well, sadly, Akira Toriyama passed away recently. Most famously known for Dragon Ball, but has done a bunch of other stuff. Dragon Ball, Dr. Slump, gaming wise,
Chrono Trigger was one of his, wasn't it?
Yeah, Chrono Trigger and Dragon Quest. And so a lot of people would have looked at you pick up Chrono Trigger and you look at it and you go, why is Goku on the cover? Why is Dragon Ball's Goku on the cover of this game? Why is Bulma on the cover of this game, or some random character? Same with Dragon Quest. You look at it and go, why are Dragon Ball characters in this game? Has someone ripped off this guy's style? No. Just Toriyama's style is pretty unique. It's really easily recognizable. It's so recognizable, it's iconic, right? He'd done every Dragon Quest game. And he did, as you say, Chrono Trigger. Art style phenomenal. Did Dragon Ball. That one's been gone since 1989. They got Toriyama in to do Dragon Quest because they wanted something different. They wanted an art style that would differentiate them from all the other random RPGs of the time, like Final Fantasy and that. And it really works. I think, what's the latest Dragon Quest? 11, 13, something like that. He worked on every single bloody one of them. Every single one of them, absolutely phenomenal, amazing art style, inspired so many people. But recently passed away, age
66, I think.
68, I thought.
60 might have been a 68.
Of a subdural hematoma.
Yeah, he's due to have some surgery for a brain tumor.
Yeah,
but looks like, unfortunately, it caught up with him before he had a chance to have the surgery.
Yeah, which is absolutely nuts because he still had a lot going on. Mainly Dragon Ball. I don't think anyone will ever let Dragon Ball go. A lot of people around the world have made kind of comments, tributes to him. Even like the French Prime Minister, I think it was, said that people, not even the Dragon Balls could bring him back.
Yeah.
Because obviously the idea of the Dragon Balls is you gather the Dragon Balls, you can make one wish, and people bring back the dead with the Dragon Balls in the show and in the manga. And they said, yeah, you couldn't. That not even the Dragon Balls could bring him back. They weren't powerful enough.
Did you see the slightly controversial? Well, well, not really controversial. It's downright not rude. Picture. This was told to me by my sister. She saw on, I think it was on Facebook, but I've read it originally. Someone posted sort of in air quotes in honor of him.
Right.
And it's a picture of him on his bed, sort of like the end of his days. It's drawing, or mangas, surrounded by all the characters he created.
Right.
Sort of sounds nice, until somebody noticed. Hang on, this looks a bit weird. Oh, this has been AI generated. And someone said the ironicness of using AI generation to honor a person who's predominantly an artist.
Kind of taking the mickey.
Yeah.
That's a bit. But
Yeah.
then, people will do what they're going to do
Yeah.
online. I know some people have taken shots at him.
I get the sentiment. I get the idea what they were trying to do. The sentiment is like, well, I want to do this, but I haven't got the skill. But that you sort of missed the point a little bit.
Yeah, just
I get what they're trying to do. I think they had. I think their heart was in the right place.
Yeah, sure.
but
they kind of they missed that one by quite a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, he went back to Dragon Ball. It was running from 1989 on. I don't know if that was the manga or the anime, to be honest with you. But he went back to Dragon Ball in 2012, where he did a Dragon Ball animated movie, and that's where I basically checked out. Because he introduced one of the most annoying characters under the sun for me, which was Beerus, God of Destruction. And they retconned a bunch of lore from Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, and it just drove me nuts. Like, the core motivation for like half of the story just went straight in the bin. I was like, don't do that.
Is Beerus? I don't know much about Dragon Ball.
Sure.
And this is like some little stored away piece of information in my brain.
Okay.
Is he the one who looks a bit like a cat?
Yeah, the purple Egyptian cat thing.
That's it. Yeah.
Like the bald cat.
Yeah. Are you impressed? I knew that.
Good job. I hate that character so much. If anyone's curious what the bit is that drove me nuts, was that so the big bad of like the first main thing Like the big reveal is that Goku is this the main character is this super powerful member of his race, and he's got this like big transformation. He's like this really gentle guy, really innocent, sweet and innocent. But when he's overcome with rage at this one point, he transforms into a Super Saiyan. Saiyan being his race, he gets yellow hair, his power level goes up through the roof. And this is all because the big bad at the time, Frieza, killed his best friend. He just loses his temper and
as you would,
powers up. Frieza is supposed to be the big bad, Emperor Frieza. He's the guy that everyone in the universe is scared of, because he goes around wiping out planets, loads of different races, all that just gone in the blink of an eye because Frieza's a badass. Well, in the 2012 movie, I believe it was in the 2012 movie, they say, no, that wasn't Frieza. Or it was Frieza, but Frieza was someone else's bitch.
Right.
Frieza did all of those things because he was ordered to by Beerus. And I was like, right, that's it. It's done. We're done. You've took the big bad character, the one that everyone loved to hate, cocky, arrogant, completely full of himself, believing he was the most powerful in the universe. And it turns out he was just a lackey for somebody else. So, okay. Yep, we're done. Put it in the bin. We're done. I couldn't stand it, and that didn't help. Like, I couldn't stand Beerus either. So, I just took that, and Dragon Ball was done to me. And then they released Dragon Ball Super. He released another film, and then they released Dragon Ball Super, which was a continuation after Dragon Ball Z, which not a fan, because Dragon Ball Z wrapped it up nicely. And you know how much it annoys me when people wrap something up nicely and then go, hey, there's some more money on the table, let's make another one.
Yeah.
I mean, all for Toriyama.
Yeah.
Dude, he worked himself to the bone. Well, worked himself to the grave to produce these shows. Everyone loves the shows. That they're like, it's an iconic style, iconic characters. Japan, much like the big Gundam, have a giant Goku statue as well. Top-notch stuff. But that bit drove me nuts. Yeah. He will be missed, but so what I've been playing, because he passed away in 2020, he released a game that, well, he didn't, Bandai did, but of his IP, Dragon Ball Kakarot. I'd avoided it because I was kind of anime gamed out, or Dragon Balled out, because there was a time when we got a lot of anime fighting games. There was like, you got One Piece, you got loads of Naruto games, you got, was it Demon Slayer, Black Clover, I think, got one. And they were all kind of the same style of game. And when I saw Kakarot, I assumed it was basically the same thing. And then we had like Dragon Ball Fighters and some other stuff like that. And I was like, oh, mate, I'm a bit this style of gamed out, I'd like to play something different. When he passed, I was like, I'll take a punt at it. It's pretty cheap. I'll go for it. My God, I wish I'd have played it sooner, because it's nothing like what I thought it would be. It is the Dragon Ball Z story in an RPG, in an action RPG. So it feels like you're playing the show.
Right.
It's absolutely beautiful. It's like it's got a. I don't know if you've seen Dragon Ball Fighters, but they put like cell shading on. They made 3D character models look 2D, and they made 3D models look like they'd been pulled out of the manga or the anime.
Yeah.
They looked absolutely gorgeous. It was Arc System. Well, for Dragon Ball Kakarot, they largely did the same thing, and the world looks absolutely beautiful, and runs brilliantly. The soundtrack hits, and you can just fly around. Like, it's split into maps, like little worlds, little zones. So you have to go to a world map to go to like different cities. You can't just fly from one side of the world to the other. But the little hubs that they have made are beautiful. You can walk around iconic locations in the show. You can go to characters' houses. You can interact with different characters, and you get to play through each of the main story beats of the story, like of each arc. So the Saiyan arc, you get to do the Freezer arcs. You go to Planet Namek and all that kind of stuff. But then you also get these little intermissions. So the bits of the show that maybe what could have been a filler episode, but you actually get to go and play it. Like the characters have some downtime. What do they do in their downtime? You get to go and see characters at work. You get to go and help characters do odd jobs. You get to go fishing and helping people of the world. Like, oh, I need some help. There's some bad guys here. Help me take them out. Someone's just robbed me. Go and get my stuff back.
Yeah.
Go and help your mum do the shopping. Weird stuff like that, But it's a nice kind of a setup for it. Absolutely gorgeous game. But my God, it takes a long time. It's long because it's an RPG. I must be about a third to halfway through, maybe. I've just completed the Namek arc. And I think I must have been playing it for a good 15 to 20 hours. Dragon Ball is known for very, very, very long sequences. And when cutscenes happen, beautifully animated. I believe some of them are in engine, some of them are cutscenes. Cutscenes are rendered for some reason at 30 FPS. I don't know why. It's quite jarring.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But my God, some of them take forever. Like Dragon Ball could have like a three episode fight where just one guy's got his hands in the air. I'm powering up my attack, and then the other guy's like, "Don't worry, we'll distract him whilst you power up your attack." And they just stood there for 3 episodes, or we'll be standing there screaming at the sarcastic echo's camera kind of thing. You're like, what's going on? He's just roaring at the camera because he's powering up, and then the other guy's giving him the monologue. Like, what is going on? Just fight him.
Japan and anime never change.
Just like, why is this show like? I can't remember how long Dragon Ball is. It's something like, I think the original Dragon Ball's like 150 episodes. Dragon Ball Z is like 200, 300, maybe more. And it's like, why is it so long? Oh yeah, because like a third of it is standing there screaming, powering up. But it's the same in the game as well.
For God's sake, get him a rapid charger.
Yeah, basically, it's like, come on, someone find him a GAN charger and we'll go.
Yeah. Where's the Tesla supercharger when you need it?
Just like plug it into the character, just watch him get zapped.
He's just plugged the 13 amp socket.
So, oh mate, no, he's only got a USB A to C cable.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's 12 hours on 13 amp. We could do 8% on a Tesla supercharger in 30 minutes.
But it's a gorgeous game. Loads of little like mini events, side quests. You can go fishing, you can go cooking, you can just fly around and collect things. There's tons of stuff to collect, like little like stills from the anime, music tracks, all sorts. It's absolutely gorgeous for a tenner. It's amazing, absolutely amazing. I wish I'd have played it sooner. I really, really do. I can't. It's difficult to explain to someone who isn't a fan of Dragon Ball, to be honest, because if I start spilling too much, I'm talking about story, and mechanically it's just guy powers up, get strong, punch guy, level up. That's actually something. You get leveling up is quite slow unless you progress in the story.
Yeah.
And you're going to be like, what do you mean? Well, if you just do random battles, sometimes leveling up takes a while. However, if you go to the next main story event and it goes, do you want to continue with the story? And you go, yes, it'll go, some event has happened, like random character has just completed his training, and all of a sudden he goes from like level 11 to level 17 because that's where he needs to be to do the next part of the story.
That's
like,
an interesting
oh my
idea.
god! Or like Goku at one point when he comes back has or for the first fight. So the first fight in Dragon Ball is Raditz. Raditz, Goku and Raditz gets killed. Goku goes off to train with King Kai. When he comes back in the game just goes, instead of just, oh, Goku's no stronger. The game goes, you've just been given like 300,000 experience points. You're now level 17. You're like, oh, cool.
Okay.
Excellent. That was the result of Goku's training. He's just leveled up like a beast.
I like the idea of style that if you just want to play just the story, not faff around grinding, it's just like, okay, fair enough. We'll just make you ready so you can do it.
It does have recommended levels. So if you go to do a sub quest or a training quest or something like that, it could go, hey yo, recommended level is like 23. You don't have to be level 23.
No.
I mean, if you find yourself being over the recommended level, you're going to steamroll it.
Yeah.
And I mean, completely steamroll it. And if you find yourself being under, then it's going to be a little bit more difficult.
Yeah.
Making money in the game is pretty simple, although I've only just figured it out because I'm a dimwit, because I've got that thing where if I get given items, I keep them, even if they're completely useless. Like, like, oh, I've got shotgun ammo in Resident Evil. I will never use it.
Yeah.
Or I've got ammo for the rocket launcher, but I'll never use it because I might need it. And then when you actually...
Health potions in Skyrim.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, mate, I need these. And it's like, all of a sudden...
I've got 300. I'm not going to use this one because I might need them.
Your guy's over encumbered. He's got a giant backpack on. It's like, what's all that? Oh, it's potions. Ever thought of using any of them? Nah, I need these.
He
Can't
says,
use them. I need them.
He says as he gets wailed on because he can't move.
Yeah, it's like his knees are breaking under the weight.
And then enemies are beating him up saying, if I just drink the health potions, I'd be able to walk and run again.
But I need these.
But I must save
I'm too tired to reach to get the potion.
It's only broken both my legs. I've still got my arms. I'm not quite that bad yet.
Starts clawing away. Just take a potion. No!
I love how in RPG games, we're the exact opposite of real life. In real life, oh god, I've got a mild headache. Let's get the Nurofen out.
Yeah. Someone get me the packets of paracetamol.
Yeah.
Why? Oh, I just stubbed my toe. It's like,
be fine in 5 minutes.
Nah, give me the pills. But in a game, I might need that.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if you'd be a pharmacy if you did that in real life?
Yeah.
Open up the cupboard. What? How did he die? Oh, he got crushed by packets of Nurofen.
Yeah. Why is he? Yeah. He keeps buying the Nurofen but never using it. I don't understand this. Every time he goes to the trader, Morrison's, he buys another pack and he stores it for later.
Just fucking just walks out with like a trolley full of like Nurofen paracetamol.
Yeah.
They do have like a limit for how many you can buy, but so they can stop you from doing that because they know that other NPCs need that shit.
Yeah. This game has a limited economy. Yeah, you don't want to upset the other PCs. It's an MMO. The world is the ultimate MMORPG.
Mm-hmm. It's stacked against you. It's pretty unfair.
Oh, it's that. Well, unfortunately, it's pay to win, isn't it?
Yeah, that's why I owe the government guys for driving in their Bentley.
And people complain that most games have microtransactions. Amount of microtransactions in daily life. You want a cup of coffee? Yep. Okay.
It's gonna cost you. Oh, but I want one. Do you want pizza? It's gonna cost you.
If this is a game, I could do a quest to find some items for the barista, and I'd never have to pay for coffee again.
Well, no, because EA and Ubisoft got involved, and you have to pay.
Yeah, you pay.
Is that what? Do you reckon that's where EA and Ubisoft got the idea from?
Well,
we have to pay for everything. They should have to pay for everything.
Yeah. Wasn't that guy who suggested that in the next battlefield, people be able to pay to have their guns reloaded quicker?
Oh my god.
So I'm not sure. Like, presumably, like you have to sort of double tap the reload key, and you just oh, your gun's instantly reloaded. That's cost you 50 pence.
I was gonna say, look at your credit card bill at the end of the month. What's all this? What's all these reload charges?
I had to hold the control point.
The faster you tap it, the charges come out quicker, but you reload in an instant.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh mate! All of a sudden he goes. He's got a bolt action single shot, and all of a sudden he goes to a minigun in World War One. It's like, what is going on? Oh yeah, he's paid.
Yeah, he's paid. Yeah, he's got a really big credit card.
He upped his credit limit and fucking remortgaged his house so he can hold the point.
Yeah.
But no, the game's pretty solid. Only other I'm just trying to think. So covered, is literally just playing the story, leveling up, pretty simple. Actually, another mechanic I like, because you can fly about and run about. You that uses like stamina or ki like energy. When you're flying about, if an enemy encounter is coming at you, so enemies they spawn, but you don't really get much warning of it. They just kind of turn up and you can just fly past them. If you're flying at speed, they don't hit you, you're good.
Yeah.
Right? If you're a certain amount of levels higher than them and you're flying at speed, you'll just hit them and it'll automatically give you the fight. You've just won.
I like that.
It doesn't put you into combat. It just goes, you've won. You got an S rank. Here's some experience points. I really liked that.
Yeah.
So I now actively aim for people as I'm flying just to see if I'm strong enough to take them out. You can gather materials and stuff as well. I don't know what a lot of that stuff is actually for.
Let me prove to you how mean Newton is.
Done. What was the other one? Like gathering some materials is a bit of a bollock. That's not too big of a deal. You've got like community boards. So when you unlock certain characters, I can't think of another game that does this, but like imagine you're given a grid and you put tiles on the grid, and as you put tiles on the grid, the grid levels up. And when the level goes past a certain point, you unlock bonuses. All right, so, for example, there's a cooking one. And cooking will give you a temporary bonus, but it will also give you a permanent boost based on whatever it is you've cooked. So, I don't know, a steak dinner might get you a plus 200 on your maximum health and 10 points on physical attack damage. If you like put loads of like markers on the cooking table and you get to a certain level, it might say meals give you an extra 10%. Then you get up another 5 levels on the cooking board and it'll go, you now get 50% extra whatever on cooking, or you'll get this, or materials gather quicker or something like that. Like there's like tiers for leveling up these grids.
Yeah.
If you take characters away from it or take chips away from it, the level will go back down, so you can reassign them to other things. Each character has kind of a special assignment. So these chips are based on characters. So like you'll have one for like Goku, you'll have one for like Gohan, you'll have one for Chi-Chi, you'll have one for Piccolo, you'll have one for Yamcha and Krillin and Frieza and Cyberman and all that, and you just put them on the grid. You can level these up. So King Kai is a character that trains other characters. So he goes on the training grid, and his maximum stats, so like some of his stats will max out at say level 10. Because he's a training character, the training stat goes all the way up to 25. Ideally, then you put him on the grid that involves training, and you give him items from the game to level up training, which then levels up that grid, which then gives you bonuses. Does that make sense?
Yes, I think I've got it.
It's a bit of a bollock, and then
it sounds a bit like the Final Fantasy X sphere grid. Kind of.
Except, yeah, kind of like the sphere grid, except they're not permanent. So you actually have to level up character relationships the tiles. The tiles are a character. You give them a gift that levels up the stat of the character. If you take that character off that grid, though, the grid levels down. So it levels up based on the level of the character you put on the grid. Or what level they have in that category. Also, let's say, for example, Mr. Popo and Kame, they're gods. Put them on the god grid. They have a relationship. They're like best friends. Put them next to each other on the grid. They get a bonus. Goku and Gohan, father and son. They have a relationship bonus. So you put them next to each other on a grid, gets a bonus. Then if you put Yamcha and Krillin next to Goku as well, they get a further bonus because those guys are members of the Turtle Hermit School. They trained under Master Roshi. So depending on what characters you put on what grid and where, you can get bonuses for the grids that give you bonuses in other areas. More attack power, better cooking, cheaper items in shops, and you know, you swap them around and prioritize as you want. I thought that was kind of neat as a way to engage with characters, and as you level up characters, they give you more items to give to other characters to do stuff. It's a really fun little RPG. If you're a fan of Dragon Ball, just go for it.
Yeah.
If you're not a fan of Dragon Ball, I say still give it a go because it's fun. It's a bit goofy, but they are going to throw in a lot of references to a show a lot of people wouldn't have seen before.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about Dragon Ball Z. That's what it is. It's Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. They throw in a lot of references to Dragon Ball. Most people have no fucking clue what happened in Dragon Ball.
Right.
No clue. That's when Goku was a kid, the main character. That's when Goku was a child. Then I've said it on my playthrough. I've been saying to people, I don't understand why they don't make a game that explains the story of Dragon Ball. So you can play Dragon Ball, then you can play the Dragon Ball Z RPG, and then you can play what the fuck ever else comes after it, right? They never make a game based on Dragon Ball. So even if you've never watched Dragon Ball Z, you can still play the game and go, hey, this is the story of Dragon Ball Z. Awesome. They don't do that with Dragon Ball. They have once, if I remember correctly, and that was on the Super Nintendo, Super Gokuden. Where you can play through the entire story of Dragon Ball. But not since. And as I say, there's going to be a lot of things you do in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot that are going to point at Dragon Ball, original Dragon Ball. And if you haven't seen it, it's just going to go completely over your head.
Yeah.
You're going to understand, like, they'll go, well, we can't wish this character back from the grave. Why? Because he's already died once. When? Oh, don't you remember that time when you fought that guy and this happened and blah, blah, blah? It's like, no, because that wasn't in this game.
Yeah.
So that's probably my biggest complaint about it. But otherwise, pretty sound. Someone do Dragon Ball Kakarot, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, but make one of Kid Goku. For the love of Christ.
Wow.
Because Dragon Ball Z is literally the next part of the story.
So is that because obviously I've heard Dragon Ball Z.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't heard of Dragon Ball. Which came first? Is it the correct order, or was Dragon Ball spin off of Dragon Ball Z, or vice versa?
So the manga is just Dragon Ball, and then it goes from Goku's childhood up until current day. The anime, you had Dragon Ball, Goku as a kid, grows up, wins World Martial Arts Tournament. Then Dragon Ball Z happens. And that's when they kind of go completely out there. Oh, look, aliens and other fluff, and then it goes Dragon Ball GT, which Toriyama, from what I understand, didn't want
Gran
to
Turismo.
do. So they cut that one out. Yeah, Dragon Ball Gran Turismo, where they all drive around in their fancy cars. Then they did Dragon Ball Z Kai, which was a remaster of Dragon Ball Z. They cleaned things up, and where you had 3 episodes of a guy screaming to power up, they maybe made that an episode and a half.
You found the supercharger.
Yeah, they did. They finally found that Tesla charger, And then they did Dragon Ball Super, which is a continuation of Dragon Ball Z.
Right.
But most of the games take place in the Z timeline.
Well, that's what I've heard. I've not heard of any of the others.
Because Z was probably the big one that came out over here.
The mainstream ones. That's probably the mainstream series, yeah.
Yeah. But it's just unfortunate because in this game, they quite heavily lean on Dragon Ball. Yeah. And some of the bad guys that turn up later in the show, the androids, are part of the Red Ribbon Army. And people go, who are the Red Ribbon Army? Those are the bad guys in Dragon Ball.
It's quite neat that they've actually sort of done that and pulled it in, and they've made a game for the fans by the sounds of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, mate. It's good. It is good. I don't mind it so much because I have watched Dragon Ball, but my son watched me play part of it, and he was like, my eldest was watching me play part of it, and he's like, yeah, so who's that? I was like, oh yeah, he's a character from Dragon Ball. Well, who's that? That's another character from Dragon Ball. Huh. But that's so and so. So yeah, you guys know all the Z characters, but you don't know the guys from Dragon Ball. Okay. I just think it's unfortunate they haven't done a Dragon Ball game to go with it. Give us a Dragon Ball game, give us a Dragon Ball Z game, and then give us a Dragon Ball Super game. Because then that'll give us the full
trilogy.
Yeah, that's the full whack. No one watches Dragon Ball GT, so ignore that one, I suppose. But that is my main complaint, because I've played the Super Nintendo RPG Super Gokuden. It's fucking great. That was actually one of the first ways I absorbed original Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
But just they don't do it. They haven't done it for any of the modern stuff, mainly because Z has the biggest pull. Right, yeah. But I just wish, even if there was like a DLC or an add-on pack, here's the Dragon Ball add-on. If you want to experience the first part of it, here it is.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, cool.
Solid recommend.
Well, there'll be a link in the show notes and people can pick it up. It looks quite cheap at the moment, so.
Yeah, sorry I've been rambling there, but that's a hard one to explain if you're not a Dragon Ball fan.
Yeah. You need to, before you play this game, please go watch this 150 episode anime.
Yeah, watch the 150 episode anime, then maybe watch Z. From what I actually understand as well, they've retconned a lot of the films. There's like 14 Dragon Ball films, and they've put them all in the bin.
Oh.
So.
Well, there you go.
But rest in peace, Akira Toriyama.
Bless him.
Because manga artists don't last long. 68 is no time to go.
It's all the ink.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
It's pointless. It's probably. I mean, now in Japan, it's probably some very traditional style ink, that's developed like the 1500s, but it's probably got like lead in it.
Probably, yeah. Well,
special ink has got. This is the ink with the lead in it. This is the one with the arsenic in it.
Yeah.
This one
which one do you want? Do you want the green ink? Yeah, there's arsenic in there.
That's the arsenic ink. Oh yes, you want the what's it? Cesium ink.
Oh, God damn.
But this excitable little fella, that's the plutonium ink.
Oh, beautiful. Glow in the dark. It's like manga artists don't tend to last long. They work incredibly hard for very little money. Even people in anime, they get paid pennies for the work they do. which is unfortunate. But then there's starving artist, right?
Yeah.
But from what I understand, is it Eiichiro Oda, the guy who did One Piece? One Piece fans will go nuts that I didn't just pull that one straight out of my ass. Apparently, he works on only about 3-4 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
He's constantly going.
So I always say, which is going to finish first, One Piece or him?
Yeah, well, that's it. That's the game. But that's the thing, though. One Piece is the longest running series of all time, I think.
I was reading the dates. He reckons he's got about another 100 episodes to go, and then he'll be finished.
Mate, I swear he said that before.
Yeah.
So it's like, just take a break, mate. For Christ's sake, Toriyama's gone. Take a break.
Yeah. Yeah, take a break and just actually finish it,
Yeah, it's like, Christ.
Oh, dear. Oh. Well, I've been preparing myself for corporate life.
Oh, God. You've been playing the corporate game?
Yes, I have, actually.
Office Simulator.
No, I'm playing a game called The Invisible Hand.
Oh, dear.
And the invisible hand is a term from the stock market. It's basically about manipulating stocks all behind the scenes and adjusting things. So the invisible hand...
I was about to say to you, Ram, just be careful, because you still haven't got all of those ticks yet.
No.
The invisible hand sounds like a bit of a problem in the office.
Yeah, no, it won't be an issue for me.
But Ram.
Yeah. So I've been playing. It's a game. It's set in a stock brokerage place where you basically are a stockbroker, and you
sounds exciting.
It is somewhat exciting. And
do you blow up planets or scream and power up?
No, you don't do that. But you do
ride clouds.
But you can drink coffee and you can drink tea.
That's pretty good.
But there's a neat
I can relate.
There's a neat thing about the coffee and tea, because the coffee and tea are almost like a sort of like soft difficulty setting in the game. Because basically the game runs for like a sort of like it's obviously it's like sort of accelerated time. So it's sort of like a day takes place over like 8 minutes, and the stocks update every second. So like every minute of the day, but they update every second in games, but every second. However, if you drink coffee, that timer speeds up. And if you drink tea, it slows down. So if you're finding it a bit too quick to keep up, you drink some tea, it slows down time for you.
Does tea normally slow down time? I mean, I'm pretty sure you get the jitters on tea too.
According to the receptionist, the tea they use is a calming tea.
Who's been slipping weed to the office workers?
Well, I don't know. But
that's definitely some magic green tea, mate.
But it works. It calms it down so you can actually do things. I did say I have found what I've established from playing this game is I'm not so much the Wolf of Wall Street. I'm more the Pug of Wall Street.
All right, cool.
Looks a
little bit of growl, a bit nippy around the ankles,
and quite ugly. And
do you have breathing problems too?
Yes, actually, I've got asthma, so yes.
Oh, mate, might have to get you put down if you're not careful.
Yeah. I mean, I always, whenever I see pugs, all I can think of is the hound eyes from Half-Life.
Oh, yeah.
The little dudes that's all like tweeting, and they come in, and they sort of scream and then explode.
I feel bad shooting them.
I feel bad shooting them. I feel quite sweet. I'd have one as a pet.
I think we're too soft for this, Ram.
Yeah, we're too soft to survive a secret government research residence cascade event. All of which does not happen in the Invisible Hand. Does
it not?
No, it doesn't. So the general idea is you start as a little recent sort of like college graduate, and you go through an interview.
Bushy-tailed.
Yeah, but yeah, you go through sort of. No, there's no furries in the game. You go through the interview, and you sort of like do this whole question. You get into the office, and basically, your job is to make loads of money. So you're given like a sort of starting portfolio, and you basically have your interfaces, and it's all like you walk around. So you walk around and you walk up to like the chair, and you'll sit at the chair, and you can bring the computer screens up, and you basically have like one main interface. And it's split into like three sort of sections. The first sort of section is like what they call the feed, And it's basically where you can see news reports, people like putting stuff up about what their prediction, and this will come with like prediction of either it'll be like a specific company. So, for example, something might appear in the feed that'll say, "Oh, such and such a company's rumors are investing. They're going to be investing in such and such. Their stock's going to go up." So it'll say the company name and it'll tell you what their prediction is that's going to go up or not. It might also be a currency instead. So a certain type of currency may be predicted to go up or down, or it might be a type of product. So like, there's new regulations for the coal industry. So any companies related to coal or like downstream of coal will be affected by this, which is quite. It stimulates sort of the way. It looks like it stimulates the way sort of stocks will flow down. So if you're a company who makes oil, you have effect on companies who produce plastics. Because it sort of rolls down it, which obviously plastic comes from oil. And what makes this little feed interesting is they're not always reliable, and some reports will be more reliable than others. And the way you can tell is each feed will show you how many likes it gets. And if the feed starts getting lots of likes, it's probably quite a reliable report, and then you should sort of work and invest it. If it gets hardly any likes, it's probably not very reliable. And as each one will have a timer attached to it, so it's like, okay, these stocks are going to go up, and then the time will gradually go down. Once the timer expires, that's when the stocks then stop.
Just a quick question: so if you bet on one that's not reliable, is that and it comes through, would that have a higher payout? Can you get done for insider trading? Or
no, not that. Well, we'll get to that. It's not that I've not observed. It seems because the likes will go up and down as well, so they'll go down. So it's more like you try and sort of find trusted sources, and you'll get better results through the trusted resources. I don't think so. Next sort of screen is like your actual buying and selling screen. So you'll basically be able to. You'll just have a list of all the companies. You can also, which you can basically buy or sell from, and you basically have you can either buy long, which is what I consider traditional stock investing. You buy stocks and you anticipate them going up. If they go up, you'll make money, and they go down, you lose money. You can also buy short, which see this is about stock market. You know when there's a concept that you kind of get, but it doesn't quite all click to place, and you can't quite get your head around it.
Right.
How it all works together. That's me in the stock market. I get the general gist of how it works. I understand the individual components work. I just can't quite link them all together in my head to see how the cogs work. And so
is it more a case if you just don't get the point?
Partly that, yeah.
Because it just seems like high-speed gambling.
It is gambling, really. It is gambling. So, because buying short is you basically betting against what's going to happen. So you instead of thinking something's going to go up, you think it's going to go down. And you basically borrow money to buy the stocks, which means you gain the money to go and spend on other things. And then when the stock goes down, you can buy them back and make money magically somehow.
No, isn't it? Yeah, because you get an insurance on it or something to that effect. That's not how I
describe it. It's more like you're buying. I don't really understand. All I know is short is if you think it's going to go down, long as you think it's going to go up. That's basically the limit of my knowledge now of how stocks work.
It's fair enough.
And for some reason, when you buy it short, you get given the money. I don't understand that either, but it's fine. And then at some point, you buy it back. It's magic, as far as I'm concerned.
The stock market. Way.
Yeah. So you'll be buying the same short. So you're looking at all these like little reports. You're trying to anticipate what to buy, what to short, and how to adjust things and get the right results so you make money. And the game will tell you you can buy, and the game will tell you like, okay, it'll show you like how much profit you're making on each one and stuff off, and you buy them. You sort of hope you've made the right decision. I've got one which I'm currently, if I sell them, I'm going to lose $500,000. So I've not sold that yet. Yeah. I'd
like $500,000.
I'm worth about 5 million now, so that's a good bit of a bonus. But I'm currently like at a massive loss. The last sort of like section is like it's very so on the main screen as well, this middle screen as well. You also have you can see currencies. You can see how currencies up and down. You can see products, and what's the last section you can look at? It's currencies, products, something else I can't remember. But what you can also do is you can also hire lobbyists. So
right, yeah.
if you go on, like, say for example, you want your oil prices a bit low, you go and hire and pay a load of lobbyists to go lobby in favour of oil to try and push the price up.
Sure.
And they'll lobby it and they'll push your price up so you can then sell and make a profit. But that has some consequences if you do that.
Right.
And then the final screen is sort of like a screen which shows you the current trends of the stock you're looking at, up or down. But it's also like the way you see how all the stocks link together. So you can click on a product type, it'll tell you all the companies that deal with it and what they produce out of it. You can each company will tell you what it produces, and you click on what it produces, and it'll tell you what the downstream production is. A bit like I said about the oil, makes plastics further down the line. So you can see all these companies sort of linked together. And if you want to affect a company, you may go, well, it's better to not go for the company itself, but go for one of its supply chain and hit the supply chain instead. And that'll then cause the company to crash. You can fit it that way. It's sort of fairly evolved. So that's your main screen, what your main screen has on it. Your secondary screen is where things get a little bit more dodgy. This is where you have basically access to insidertrading.com effectively. I can't remember what they call it. It's got a fancy name. Basically, you can basically get the hints that aren't on the main feed. Right. And you can act on them. But if you act on them and go a bit too much, it looks suspicious. Because you'll learn stuff that you shouldn't know. So, for example, everybody's predicting coffee might be going to go through the floor. This company knows we know this company's going to get a bailout later, so stocks are going to skyrocket. So you then go back,
we know that this guy over here is going to dump all of his stock for whatever reason. You bin all yours too.
Yeah. Basically, so you can go back and you can dump all your stock or buy all. But that raises suspicion. So there's also there on this screen like a public meter that shows you how much the general public is suspicious of you. I like that. It's not like the regulators, it's the general public. It's like the whole world is suspicious of me personally.
I'm like, what's that ram doing in there? He's looking a bit dodgy. Did you see that?
And
he's the guy that puts the cheap milk in his expensive coffee. I don't know. And he walked into work today. I don't know. He seems like a bit of a wanker. He's in stocks.
Yeah. Well, yes, of course, I'm a stockbroker. And
he don't do that.
No. And the best bit about it is is if you do lobbyists, that really tanks your public figure, because basically if you do those as lobbyists, they'll basically produce reports make up reports to tank industries, and this will then appear everybody hates to hear these reports come out because people will realise they're bullshit.
I just think it's funny again how you say they target you specifically.
Yeah, it feels like I feel personal. What I like is if you get really, really bad, and it gets really bad on the speedometer, the game has an emergency PR intervention.
Oh,
and your PR team kicks in and basically gives you back positive praise so you don't completely crash it. But this also attracts the authorities as well if you get really low. So
people on Twitter then.
Yeah. So yes.
Okay.
So one day I really pushed some stocks using my insider knowledge, and it really knocked public confidence. I came to the office the next day, and the police were there raiding the office.
Mate.
And it's and then the guy said go home. It's okay, bye.
Gonna have to let you in on some insider groove here, right? This is why I had to leave the podcast.
Well, you keep getting raided.
Yeah. I was just getting, things were just getting a little bit too dodgy, so I was like, I'll cut it whilst I can.
But
what did you do? Short birthday cakes?
Something like that, yeah.
And then you got the lobbyists out there to say birthday cakes give you diabetes.
Yeah.
They're terrible.
Yeah. And now you've learned how the stock market works.
Well, as you were explaining all that, I was like, I've got a computer and a desk. Oh, there's a screen there. And a screen there. What am I missing? I was like, oh, I ain't got a portfolio. Oh, I need a folder. And then maybe I can start making some money.
Yeah. So you do your trading. At the end of each day, you get an end-of-day valuation, which basically is and the way the game sort of has the little air quotes levels works is you'll be up against other employees in your department for promotion, and it'll basically, to get a promotion, you have to get like a certain net worth of portfolio in the bank, as it were. And the closer you get to that, the promotion. When you get to a certain amount, you hit the promotion. And there's two ways it ends. Either you hit the next level, so you go from like a newbie to an associate.
Right.
This how the promotions seem to work. It's like newbie, associate, vice president, managing director. Is how it seems to work.
Seems to work.
Yeah. And you'll be competing, but you'll also be competing against another person as well, and you'll see their results as well. And at the end of the so many days, the competition ends. And if you haven't hit it, as long as you've gone better than them, they'll get fired, and you'll be all right. At least I think that's the case. I've never not got to the next stage in time. And what's quite funny is when they fire them from the office, they disappear and leave, and then no one ever gets replaced. So gradually over the game, every person in the office gets fired. You start with like 5 people in the office, and by the end of it, there's like just 2 of you left.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
whoops.
Everybody gets fired, and it'll put like a little message on the screen of why they've been fired. So like, so and so fired, unstable drug addict.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. It's like, oops. And this is like person who comes on and sort of sacks everybody and so forth. It's surprise. It's surprising, and also at the end of the day of aeration, you get your sort of next screen. You also have like little projects to doing like little bonus goals as well. So it might be like, oh, make $250,000 on coffee, or like tank this currency. That sort of all go. And if you get them, you get a bonus as well. And there is one where the next sort of stage of the evaluation screen is where you can start spending your money you've earned. So you can like buy property, and if you buy property, you can like sort of furnish it, and then once you furnish it, you can lease it, or you can have a house party.
Oh God, no!
Yeah. So you so you basically I currently own 3 houses and 1 mansion. Just the 1 mansion. I want to sort of keep
just
it.
One.
Just
You're
one.
doing all right, Ram.
Yeah, it's all right. And I've furnished with some expensive cars, golden toilets.
As you do.
And I'm renting them out to people, and I'm leasing them out and getting money every day from leasing them. My leases are very quick. They last 3 days. People rent my property for 3 days. I'm not sure why it's only 3 days. But that's
like an Airbnb.
Feels like it. So you rent them, and then that'll give you a bit of extra money. And so you also you'll get rewards as well, like which is basically useless tat you can put on your desk, and you can like pick them up and like drop them on your desk. I've got loads of pictures and golden statues and bear statues and busts of Adam Smith, who's an economist, and just decorate my desk with them. It's got a lot of sort of like amusing humour in it, which is quite neat. It's about, I would say, I think you could probably play through it about 3 to 4 hours, like from start to finish.
So it's like an actual, it's actually story driven, and it's not just how much money you can get.
There's an endless mode.
All right.
Which doesn't end. But as you as you
defeat the stock market.
Each sort of person, you gradually work your way up to the top of the idea. You get to the top as managing director. That's all the idea. That's all the end of the game, as it were. It's surprisingly neat. It's a little indie made game. It's literally like one sort of level. You get a feeling they meant to do more, because at the end of each night you go home and you basically work from your desk. You walk out the building, And when you hold a party at your house, it like goes to like a fixed camera of like sort of different houses and stuff. So I get the feeling that originally the intention was you'd actually go back to your house and like you could like decorate it and so forth. But obviously, I don't know if that was never planned, but it felt like it was planned and didn't happen. Or they couldn't do it.
Sure.
In time. But the office is quite nice. It's sort of like it's an indie style game, but there's sort of core mechanics there, quite simple, quite straightforward. Just watch up and down. Don't be careful what you bet on. But it's a surprisingly neat game. I still don't quite get how the stock market works from playing this, but I can sort of like, well, I know, need to make numbers go up. That's really all I worry about now.
I was going to say, is that all? I thought that was pretty much all people worried about with the stock market anyway. Go up.
I strongly suspect that the average stock market person doesn't understand how the stock market works either.
Dude, guaranteed.
It's like I fear the thing that the stock market's they've created this like weird, massive creature. No one really understands how it works, and no one wants to prod it. And sometimes you have people turn up who do see it coming, and are fixing. Like, have you ever seen the film The Big Short?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
Yeah, because the guys, you see the crash coming and bet against it. And I remember saying to after watching it, I said, the thing is, I'm not particularly. I don't feel any anger to the guys who just saw it coming and made loads of money, because they saw it coming. It was going to happen anyway, and they just took advantage of it.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't look at it. It's like, well, I can't feel angry to us because they just it wasn't like they caused it. They just knew it was going to happen. Just made loads of money off it. It's a weird mold. It's like they made us aware of people suffering, but it was going to happen anyway.
Yeah, they didn't actually do it. They just happened to.
They just took advantage of it. It just feels a bit weird, sort of like rooting for them. You feel that you shouldn't, but you kind of do.
Money.
Yeah.
No, you're probably right. I don't think anyone in the stock market actually knows what's other than a select few. I don't even think that half of those people are actually brokers. I think they might have just walked in, going, "Oh wait, I've just walked into the wrong building. Here you go. You're a broker now."
I fully refuse to believe when you see the old school stock market, where they're all in the store, like in the pit, I think they call it, where they're all
with the tickers and all that,
and shouting at everybody, buy, sell. I want you thinking, bullshit. Can anyone understand what's going on?
Nope.
No one's. The people who actually are just doing their own thing, they've probably got headphones on, just doing their own thing, and there's just a group who just sit there and all they do is shout, buy, sell, and go and get drunk and to have hearts and prostitutes.
Yeah, cocaine and hookers.
Exactly.
Yay!
That's
living the dream.
I'm convinced that's what I'm convinced that most people don't know what they're doing, and I also appreciate. I wouldn't surprise me if now most stock market brokers is done by AI now, because I bet computers can do it far better than human.
Yeah.
It's also been many times they've done tests where they've like randomly picked stocks, and they've done things like thrown darts at stocks, or they've got like a chicken to peck on a thing and pick stocks, and they do just as well as someone curating it. It's like no one really knows what's going on.
Well, as you say, it's really largely guesswork. It's just betting on some. I mean, you can follow statistics, but at the end of the day, you can play it safe all you want. You think you've got something good, and then someone pulls the rug out from under you, and you're stuffed anyway.
Yeah,
there are too many variables for you to really realistically keep track of.
Yeah,
you think you've got something safe, some bastard over there shorts you.
Yeah,
and everything, your entire portfolio is now worth bollocks.
Yeah, and then Nails turns up after visiting Skazz.
Ah, bastards.
Yeah,
fucking Bentley.
Yeah, but yeah, it's actually a surprisingly fun game when you're sort of like and there is sort of thing of like watching your stocks going up, and you're thinking, at what point do I hit the sell button? At what point? I will say, I do notice the game it seems to struggle when the numbers it seems to struggle where like when the numbers get quite big. If you click sell, there's a very much lag from you clicking the sell button to it actually doing it, and it's like a delay.
Your process is maxed out.
I think it's more the game code than anything else. I guess the game's 25. I think it's more like the game as the sort of like whatever logic it uses. It all seems to be a bit delayed. It's very weird.
Sure. I don't know. I just have this vision that you need to have like, I don't know, a a modern Intel or AMD processor and a 4090 to be able to play this game.
Yeah. But it's surprisingly fun. It's surprisingly fun, simple. It's a game though that I don't intend to go back to.
Sure.
But it's a nice little fun little game. Something a bit different. I like games that do something a little bit different.
Was this something you actually chose to pick up, or something you got from Humble Bundle?
Probably something from Humble Bundle, I imagine.
Oh, there you go.
The majority of my games these days from Humble Bundle.
Sure.
I did buy some games yesterday.
What? I can't just right there. I actually saw that you've now got like over 1,000 games. You're catching up to me, Ram.
Yeah. I bought. EA have put the entire Command and Conquer collection on Steam for tenner.
Oh, have they?
All the Command and Conquer games, all Tiberium Sun games, Command and Conquer Renegade, it's all on there for like 10 quid. I bought the whole lot, so I bought all the Command and Conquer, it's like 10 quid. Apparently they do all work. You know,
apparently they do all work.
People say this game like works on modern systems. They fix it.
Oh yeah, sure. So like no need to patch it or anything like that.
Yeah.
Well, no, because they remastered CNC and Red Alert, didn't they? So
I think they look. I'm assuming I don't. I think these are most of the originals, but made to work.
Oh right.
Because there's one which I really want. I'm glad I've got, which is Command & Conquer Renegade.
Right.
I want to replay that.
I don't know if I played that one.
Command & Conquer Renegade is the first-person Command & Conquer.
Oh.
So you play. It's the Ascend of the Tiberian Sun timeline, but you play as one of the special forces on the ground. And what was really neat, because I remember playing the multiplayer, because in the multiplayer, how the multiplayer worked was you had 2 bases, and the idea was to destroy them in base, but each base had buildings from the Command & Conquer game, and the buildings did stuff. So you had like a vehicle factory where you go to and buy vehicles and then drive them over and attack the enemy base. And there'd be a barracks where you could you'd be a basic like character class, but if you went to the barracks, you could pay with in-game money and buy a higher character class and become like a specialist trooper and stuff. There'd be like a defense laser there. There was like a refinery, because you have harvesters as well. You had Tiberium harvesters, which would go out and harvest Tiberium whilst the multiplayer games go on. And the idea was to destroy enemy base. If you destroy enemy base, they couldn't do anything. So if you destroy their vehicle base, they could no longer buy any vehicles. If you destroy their barracks, they could no longer upgrade their soldiers. Really neat concept. Really neat. It's a really neat, fun concept. And it's one of the first multiplayer games I played back in the day. I think the first one I played was Rogue Spear, but this one I think was one of the ones I saw I actually played quite a lot of. And running around, it's sort of like there's a team like taking down, because like both sides had the defense and they're like nod obelisks, because it's just insane to try and get past, and running past, jumping in, loading you jumping in a vehicle, driving past as quick as you can, run out and put C4 and stuff and blow it up, because it's quite hard to destroy the buildings, or take out the enemy's harvester so they can't get any more resources. It's really, really neat game, and I always find the multiplayer was fun. And each level is just set like on a massive battlefield. They're huge, so I've been wanting to replay it a long time. So I've picked it up. I'm gonna give that another shout, because it must be, when did that come out? 2005, 2006, if that, maybe earlier than that.
Command & Conquer the Ultimate Collection Bundle, 50%. 50% off.
What's it now?
Set 17 games, the Ultimate Collection. For me, it's £8 because I already own Red Alert 3 and Uprising.
But
like each game individually is like, £2.
Yeah.
Yeah, like £1.40, £2.
Yeah. I mean, that's an insane price though for all those games.
Yeah.
I can hear Skazz clicking the buttons now.
Yeah, I'm working on it. Oh my god.
Yeah.
They did remaster Command & Conquer, though, didn't they?
I thought they did, but I think these
look like the originals.
They are.
Yeah, they're not the remaster collection. The remaster collection is currently on sale, 65% off for £6.29.
Yeah. But no, I'm sort of hyped. It's been so long since I played a Command & Conquer game. It's all quite
7th of March 2024, they put them on Steam.
I think maybe, yeah, they are. They only came on very recently.
Yeah, they're the originals.
Maybe I don't know how good the AIO is in Command and Conquer. Maybe it's time for a games night, us v PC on Command and Conquer.
Oh my god, that'd be chaos.
Yeah. We always say we should do more strategy games.
Yeah.
So I'd actually like to have done Dawn of War on games night. Because against the hard Caboose was quite difficult. Me and mates used to play against the hard Caboose, and I remember playing against the AI, and it was my base and my friend's base, and we played against two AIs. We killed one, and this other AI, though, whilst we were busy sort of like rebuilding ourselves, this AI went and took over the other AI's leftover base and built that up as well. So this AI was working together now, instead of like, because it was all versus before. Us two versus two AIs who were also attacking each other. But this AI built this base up, so it had like double of these, and we were fighting. My friend got killed. It was just me against this AI that then took over his base. So it's me versus me. But at this point, the resources, because in Dawn of War, resources degrade. After a while, there's no more resources. And basically, AI was stretched so thin, it could just eke out some soldiers. I had to keep sort of like gradually wearing it down. And gradually, I mean, I spent about an hour and a half. He was watching me do this. We spent an hour and a half trying to wear this AI down, see if we could kill it. It was just me, but I had so limited resources. I had to be really careful what I did. I had to because there's basically no more resources left. And I cannot remember if I won or not. I have a feeling we gave up because just that this wasn't going. We were stalemated basically. Sure. But I have the part of me thinks there's at least one time I did that. We eventually beat it. Dawn of War is great. We need to play.
Just in case anyone's curious, Dawn of War 80% off currently on Steam, £1.99.
That's the original Dawn of War.
Yes.
What about the expansions?
Game of the Year edition.
Is that for the expansions? The Game of the Year edition.
I would imagine so. Or you've got
there's about 5 expansions for Dawn of War.
I couldn't comment. Or you've got what we got here. You've got the Dawn of War franchise pack, which includes a bucket of stuff, but it looks like Dawn of War 2 mostly. Wow, there's loads of stuff for Dawn of War 2. I think I played Dawn of War at a games cafe in Lowestoft with Lakey from college.
I mean, I must be surprised, but me and my mates, we played Dawn of War loads.
I don't think I ever owned it. I think that was the only time I ever really played it. Was at that games cafe. That's actually a pretty good deal.
It is. Dawn of War's a real fun game. It's so hilarious as well. Playing is because the characters are great. Because it's if anyone doesn't know, Dawn of War is a Warhammer 40,000 RTS, but they nailed the characterization perfectly. Particularly the orcs. The orcs are just hilarious because the little Gretchen, which are little tiny little goblins that are your builder units in the game, because it's very much like the standard. You have a builder unit, you build your base up, you have a vehicle base, and it's all that sort of stuff. My favourite quick lines: if you click on the little Gretchen, so often they'll go, "Please, no more kicking."
Oh bless.
Yeah, and occasionally you'll click
not today.
Yeah. Occasionally you'll click on an orc, like the orcs bats, and you'll just see them go orcs, 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 orcs.
Let's be fair, the orcs are the best characters in most Warhammer games.
Just saying. Orcs are the comedy cat. They're the comedy army. They are the army that just basically insanity happens. They are. I mean, they are. If you actually get into the lore, they are very dark, but it's dark humor. But it's. I mean, the orcs just but the people, you can just tell the writers have so much fun writing the orcs. There's this orc who has a gun he really likes. Through some warp shenanigans, he gets sent back in time, finds himself, kills his past self, so he can have 2 guns he really likes.
Sounds about right.
That's the orc way. There's a gun. The orcs have a weapon which literally they fire one of their little goblins at the enemy, but they send it through the warp, which is basically in Warhammer is hell. So they literally fire one of their little goblins through hell to attack the enemy, and they re-emerge driven insane and attack him. Bless. And there's another orc who I can never pronounce the name of, who captured his opponent. Was really sad he caught his opponent because his opponent always used to put up a good fight, so he lets him go again so he can capture him again.
That's a very Batman and Joker thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I need you.
Gazunka Fakov, that's how you pronounce his name, I think. He's a big dude. You can't miss him. He's a big dude, big power claw. And Commissar Yarrick. There's a... no. Well, we need to do some of those for games night.
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Sounds like a plan, man.
Right. So, time to wrap up, I feel, here. So, you can join us on our next games night, well, me and Zaber on next games night on the 27th of March. We are still playing Tiny Tina's Wonders. Thank you. I still can't get that right. I had this issue last time. I keep wanting to call it Tina's Tiny Wonderland. It's Tiny Tina's Wonderland. We're still playing through that. We were doing some leveling up. We managed to miss an entire quest giver, and we were wondering around what we're trying. We spent an hour wandering around trying to work out what to do, and then we realised, oh, there's a quest giver at the front we should have gone and spoke to.
Whoops.
You can join us for that. You can join us on our next podcast, which will be on the 28th of March at Games Nights at 8:30, which you can see on twitch.tv/RandNerds. And podcast is on 28th of March here at 6:30, which you can see on twitch.tv/RandNerds or youtube.com/RandNerds. Yeah, we've got websites as well, randnerds.co.uk, and check us all out. So, from me, the Suffolk Ram.
Skazz, yes.
Thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you in a fortnight.
Take it easy, guys.
Say bye.